Our first way is to say, hey, I have a height of 3, and if this is 8, that means this is also 8, so our base is 8. However you want to look at it, 8 or 8 up there. So our area, let's go ahead and label this one. So our base for that one is going to be 8. Our height, that's going to equal 3. That's what that little dashed line meant. Made a right angle, so we know it's the height. The height will form a right angle. So that means our area is going to equal 8 times 3, which equals 24. Good, good, good. That's one way. Let's pretend like they didn't give us that 3, and all they gave us was this exterior triangle looking thing. So that's going to be our second way. Our second way is pretending that I don't know that height is 3. So I'm going to kind of show you this right now. All right, so we normally look at this like this. And if I don't have this height here, pretend that height disappeared. Let's go ahead and just erase it. That's too much. That'll work. So all I have is this 6 down here. What we're going to do in this example and what we do in number, I think it was 7, is we're going to flip it. We're going to flip it where 4 is now my base. 4 is now my base. Yeah?
But is it, because what do you do about the dotted line? It's not part of the base too.
So that has nothing to do with the base. Just the 4 is our base. Just that 4 is our base. So what I'm looking for at 4 as my base is that distance from that top line to that bottom line. So I'm looking for this distance. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? This distance from the top to our base, and it should form a 90-degree angle. Well, if I look over here, that distance is right here. That is the distance from our top to our bottom, because we just extended that base out. Does that form a right angle? That means it's a height. All right, if you're connecting, I think it's easier to look like this. If you're connecting your top line to your bottom line and it forms a 90-degree angle, that is a height. It just looks a little weird because we have to draw it outside. It's almost like yesterday's lesson where I drew that obtuse triangle and I showed you could find the height on the outside. If you want to, you can look back at that one, but you just drew straight down and extended the base. The same thing's happening here. So this right here, this 6 that I kind of erased, is going to be our, that's going to be our height. Okay, so the second way we're going to do this is we're going to say our base is 4, we just kind of turn it, and our height is going to be the one that connects this top one to the bottom one and has length of 6. So our height is 6. So our area better be the exact same. So area equals 4 times 6, which equals 24. Do you think that's going to help you on number 7? Okay. You just got to figure out which one's your base and which one's your height. That's the hard part about these drawings. So just ask yourself, is it connecting this top line to this bottom line, creating a right angle? Yep, then that's my base. Okay? It kind of tells you which one you're looking for as your base. Any questions on those? Those are kind of harder because we're used to looking at it this way and just going, if I don't have this dashed line, I can't do anything. All right, just kind of think of it flipped at times. And it's easier for you because you can just take your paper and flip it and go, oh, okay. All right, so those are the 2 methods we can use to solve that. Either I can give you this inside one, or I can give you the outside height, or the exterior height. All right, this is more of a review from something we did a while ago, and it goes along with that 45-45 90-degree triangle. Because in this one, I have my base. Maybe I'll list that down. I already have my base. My base equals 6, but I can't find my height. I can't find my height because 3 is not my height because that's the angle. My height is going to be that dashed line that runs down here. That is my height. What I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw that triangle. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Alright, so that's just that triangle. That's that guy. 60 degrees. This is my height. That makes this 30. This 90. And 3. So now I have a 60, 30, 90 degree triangle. That's something we've used before. That is something that we can actually find the sides on. Does anyone remember how to label a 60, 30 degree triangle? Question, or you know how to do it? Okay.
Is the side across from the 30S?
Yep.
Hypotenuse 2S, and then the line across from 60, S squared over 3.
Say that one more time.
S squared over 3.
Yeah, perfect. You got it. You got it. That's good memory. All right, so this is going to be S square root of 3. Perfect. So that's how we're going to label that. All right. So we're going to use that to solve for H. Well, all I have to know is S. I just have to find S, and I know all of H. So we're just going to go ahead and say, well, I know 2S equals 3, so we can almost picture just dividing by 2 and figuring out what S is. I'm going to do that whole thing over here. So we have 2S equals 3. Divide both sides by 2, and you're going to come up with S equals 3 divided by 2. And since H equals S times square root of 3, we're just going to plug that 3 over 2 in for it. And we'll have H equals 3 over 2 square root of 3. So that means our height is 3 over 2 square root of 3. I'm not going to simplify that any further. And so our height is 3 over 2 square root of 3. All right, that means I can find my area, because my area is base times height. So that'll be 6 times 3 over 2 square root of 3. 6 times 3 is 18, so we have 18 over 2 square root of 3. That's going to equal 9 times square root of 3. And we have our area.